What's going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today we're going to talk to you about NIO. I want to go over some of the data points, what shorts are up to today, and what's been coming out associated to the company itself. Before I get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. Market's been open roughly 2.5 hours. It is up 3.98%. NIO gave them biggest fake out ever. It did show some signs of fully breaking down, so it had 505 the low, and then all hell broke loose. And what is very interesting is that there isn't any new analyst ratings as of right now, no actual news from the company itself, no SEC filings, nothing along those lines, just it wanted to go up. So the majority of the volume coming and associated to NIO today is linked to shorting as well as algorithmic trading. And you can kind of tell that based on this right here. So there's only one large transaction so far on the secondary market above $100,000. It is for $461,000, and you can tell it's a buy based on the bid, the ask, and the selling price, which did happen at 9:59 in the morning. But aside from that though, just algos really want to push NIO higher. And that's one thing that I did state in my pre-market video under trending stocks, another one of my channels, is that all Chinese stocks were getting a very abnormal amount of buying happening in the morning. And I actually did talk on NIO and how they were showing some signs of breaking down pre-market, but this is very, very impressive. And in my opinion, the algos are picking up on the abnormal amount of articles coming out about NIO and obviously the L60, even this one right here. So this article kind of says generally they've been somewhat bearish on NIO, but they're giving credit when credit is due. They're talking on the price. You can't really argue with that whatsoever, and how essentially it's a little bit more advantageous than obviously Tesla's comparable, even battery swapping. So I think in general, a lot more bullish articles are coming out. And like I said, even though there isn't any new analyst ratings today exactly, you have a lot of good articles, and also going over here, a lot of good ratings. So last one was done 8 days ago, 3 days ago, $8 price target, 4 days ago, 7, and whatever else you guys can see. But I've already covered this in previous videos, but generally, yeah, analysts are looking a little bit more optimistic on NIO now, ever since their last earnings and clearly the unveil of their sub-brand. So I think, yeah, the market is still just seeing NIO as a very big discount play, and our algos are buying the hell out of it, because logically, even based on the latest Morningstar report, it did show $7.60 being the fair market value, and that's not even encumbering if you kind of give NIO the same PS multiple as, for instance, Tesla, Lucid. Like NIO should be at like easily 13 plus at the very bare minimum. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. Over the last several trading days, you have had shorts returning quite a lot, insinuating that there was a lot more upside to come with NIO. But as of right now, at the time doing this video, shorts are breaking their trend and are increasing 1.96 million shares. So this goes to show exactly how strong and powerful algos are truly in the market, and I think a lot of people don't understand that. And this is exactly why I bring up where the volume is coming from and everything else. But 1.96 million shares, 14.07% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 187.95 million shares overall are being shorted, and that equates to around $1 billion in shorts that are in NIO. So kind of crazy stuff. Utilization 92.57, short score. So the higher the number, the higher likelihood of a squeeze happening is 77.49. And then cost to borrow average is 2.89. Maybe shorts are kind of reacting to this news that kind of came out about the whole Biden potentially banning Chinese EV stocks. So maybe that's why shorts are increasing based off of that news. But honestly, I can't see that coming, especially with elections right around the corner. Like, nothing is really going to be done, in my opinion, in the short term as far as this goes. But what do I know, right? I could be wrong. Moving over to options, a lot of money is already getting into NIO through options. 2.98 million in calls, 1.3 million in puts. 56% of all the options being done so far today are optimistic and bullish, which they are kind of pointing for it to be above 650, give or take. And in my last video, I did bring up how the options at that time was signaling for it to be above $6 in the short term. So lo and behold, here we are. But aside from that though, looking at the puts, so more so the bearish individuals out there, they are anticipating for it to be sub $5. It's hard to tell. Maybe some of that was purchased while it was at like 505 and showing some signs of breaking down, but they definitely probably lost out quite a lot for that so far. But that's kind of the risks involved in doing options. On a side note, definitely, I highly recommend you guys learning options. It can be very profitable, very, very beneficial, whether you are bullish or bearish. And NIO is very volatile, so volatility and options go hand in hand. But aside from that, right now with it at $5.48, it is trading between this pivot and this R1. So it was able to successfully get above this pivot point of 532. So that's going to be strong support that you want to watch for. Flip side, 504 as well is that strong support. And in fact, it did bounce off of that. So going forward, we do know that this is diamond support, and no doubtably that's actually what did give NIO a nice little additional push higher. So probably algos in combination with the technicals really did aid in it going higher. But next stop is essentially $5.60. So this R1. So that's going to be the next strong resistance / target. It actually did bounce off of that general area. So it had so far a high of 556, but given the momentum that's in the market, people's appetite for risk increasing, which is very resemblant based on the fear and greed index, I could easily see NIO continuing past this and getting to this R3 very, very easily. So let me know your thoughts if you think that NIO is going to be above $6, whether it be this week or possibly early next week. What's your guys' thoughts on that? On the actual chart itself, which this is Lucid, you guys don't need to know about Lucid, but today it is able to get above that 200-day moving average. And as well, in my last video, I said that it needs to really break above that first thing and kind of set the trajectory for the rest of the week. And lo and behold, that's exactly what is happening. So it is right now getting above that 200-day moving average, but you do need 2 consecutive days above that 200-day moving average to really signal a trend. And that's one thing that has not happened ever since it looks like the 9th. So it's been just flirting with that damn 200-day moving average for a while. So hopefully today marks a nice like a start of a nice breakout. Again, it could easily get dragged back down, but who knows? As far as this goes, momentum shows number of retail investors have been buying NIO today. And NIO right now, you see a start of a nice bullish deviation, so white line above the red, but it is at 80, so still considered overbought. So the first sign of weakness, you could have more consolidation, but I think the market is very greedy, as what I kind of showed you in this last second ago. So I think right now it just wants to propel a lot of stocks such as NIO, that is a pretty big discount stock, just higher. So let me know your thoughts on NIO. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Have you been buying? Have you been selling? What have you been doing with NIO? And make sure you guys take advantage of this promo. It does give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So this is a kick-ass deal. Link to this is in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.